Thank you for joining us on the news. I'm Ruth Aguela. My sign language interpreter is Franklin F.A. Let's begin with the headlines. Senate to invite heads of security and intelligence agencies for a meeting on alleged funding of Boko Haram. United States Secretary of State concludes visit to Riyadh after key peace talks with Russian officials to end conflict in Ukraine. And House of Representatives sets up ad hoc committee to wade into crisis rocking local government areas in Osun State. African leaders have teamed up to create funds to provide cheaper debt for countries in cash trap. This is a fallout of the 37th ordinary session of the Assembly of African Union Summit at the AU headquarters in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Francis Udojo reports.
With African Development Bank beset by debt and billions of dollars in unfunded priorities, African leaders have approved a fund to provide concessional lending to cash-strapped governments. Report says the facility, known as the African Financial Stability Mechanism, AFSM, will be managed by the African Development Bank, AFDB. The bank, in a statement, said the AFSM will have its own credit rating and will be able to borrow from international money markets. The call to create the facility was made in 2022 as the COVID-19 pandemic and the war in Ukraine drove sovereign defaults and debt crises in developing countries. The bank said membership of the fund will be voluntary and open to any member state of the African Union. Francis Udojo, NTA News.
United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio concludes his visit to Riyadh this Wednesday after key peace talks with Russian officials to end conflict in Ukraine. This visit came after Rubio traveled to Saudi Arabia for the first time to hold talks with Russian officials aimed at ending the war in Ukraine. After the talks, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that both sides had agreed to resolve issues hindering the work of diplomatic missions, remove obstacles to mutually beneficial economic cooperation, and join forces on geopolitical matters. They also agreed to establish a process for a Ukrainian settlement shortly. In other news, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has hosted Qatari Emir Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani for delegation-level talks in New Delhi, with both sides exchanging memoranda of understanding. They held bilateral talks at Hyderabad House concerning investment opportunities, technological collaborations, and regional and global issues of mutual interest. The two leaders oversaw the exchange of agreements, including the establishment of a strategic partnership agreement and a revised arrangement for the avoidance of double taxation and prevention of fiscal evasion concerning taxes on income between the two countries. Doha is India's largest supplier of liquefied natural gas and liquefied petroleum gas, playing a crucial role in the South Asian giant's energy security. Meanwhile, New Delhi exports a range of products to the Gulf nation, including textiles, engineering goods, and food products. The visit marks the second state visit of the Emir of Qatar to India after his first trip in March 2015. The federal government has congratulated the government and the people of the Gambia on their 60th independence anniversary. Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Tugar, in a congratulatory message to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians Abroad, Dr. Mamadou Tangara, stated that Nigeria and the Gambia share a long-standing relationship rooted in mutual respect, shared values, and a common vision for a prosperous and united Africa. Yusuf Tugur commended the Gambia for its remarkable progress and resilience since gaining independence. The statement therefore expressed hope for deepening cooperation in areas of mutual interest, particularly in addressing regional and global challenges. With the continued usage and application of artificial intelligence in many sectors, the United States Agency for Global Media and Voice of America has trained journalists in Nigeria on how they can deploy AI in the discharge of their duties for efficient service delivery in this digital age. Well, the training with the theme AI in Journalism exposed participants to the tools and knowledge for modern media operations. Let's hear more from Comfort Fashion.
Artificial intelligence is increasingly being integrated into journalism, reshaping how news is produced and consumed. However, public perception of AI in this field varies, with some viewing it as a tool for efficiency and others expressing concerns about its credibility, ethical implications, the future, and their job security. In order to make journalists understand these perspectives of AI in journalism being the way to go in the digital age, the United States Agency for Global Media, USAGM, and Voice of America gathered these journalists from different media organizations to equip them with the requisite knowledge and develop their skills.
Democracy. This particular training, the topic, artificial intelligence, was chosen to help those journalists working at those affiliates that we work with and partner with to be updated on skills that can help them to elevate their careers.
Participants' hands-on training on different AI tools like the ChatGPT, StreamYard, VoxPR, 11 Labs, RSS Feed Generator, VAPI, InVideo, Napkin AI, and more. Chief AI and Information Management Officer, Sichan Media Group, Celestine Achi, and his team, Thelma and Oluyemi, made the 3-day training interactive, providing answers to all questions raised by participants to clear their fears, urging them to see AI as a true assistant.
The important thing is very simple. If you want to streamline your workflow, streamline your media workflow, be more effective, be more efficient, and of course, if you want to remain in the game, then you have to begin to embrace artificial intelligence as simple as that.
For all the participants, the training is an eye-opener and a game-changer, and determined to bring the knowledge acquired to the bear on their duties as journalists as they navigate the media landscape in 2025. Comfort, Fashion, NTA News.
The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has received the Algerian ambassador to Nigeria, Mozid Hussein, who was on a courtesy visit to the ministry. The discussions during the meeting centered on the commencement of bilateral air service agreement between Nigeria and Algeria, with interest in launching air services connecting Algeria, Abuja, and Douala. The Algerian ambassador to Nigeria requested the minister's intervention in ensuring that the necessary documents are completed to facilitate the commencement of this route, slated to begin operations on April 6, 2024. The minister commended Algeria's efforts in strengthening aviation ties with Nigeria. He pledged to expedite all necessary processes to ensure a smooth implementation of the agreement, reaffirming the ministry's commitment to fostering bilateral cooperation in the aviation sector. And to legislative matters, Senate has resolved to invite heads of security and intelligence agencies for a closed-door meeting as it seeks a briefing on alleged funding of Boko Haram by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID. The resolution was a sequel to a motion from Senator Ali Ndume and 8 other senators from Borno, Yobe, Bauchi, and Ogun states. The allegation, he stated, came on the heels of alarm raised by Defense Headquarters that Boko Haram terrorists were being trained by international organizations. Reference was also made to a viral video of a United States congressman while at the inaugural hearing of the Department of Government Efficiency alleged that USAID has been funding terrorist organizations across the world.
The Senate should immediately invite the National Security Advisor, the Director General of the Nigerian Intelligence Agency, the Director General of the DSS, Director General of the NTAi, to brief the Senate in a closed session on the veracity or otherwise of these very serious allegations. Say aye. Those again say nay. The ayes have it.
At plenary paid tribute to the late Pa Edwin Clark, who died at age 97. The House of Representatives has set up an ad hoc committee to wade into the crisis rocking local government areas in Osun State with a view to investigate the alleged forceful takeover of council secretariats by officials sacked by a court judgment last year. The House, while adopting a motion of urgent national importance by Representative Bamidele Salam and 8 other lawmakers, urged the Inspector General of Police and other security agencies to restore normalcy in the state and prevent escalation of violence.
Worried that the present situation in Osun State may snowball into a free-for-all unless urgent actions are taken by relevant authorities. Concerned that the preventable violence which happened in Osun State has led to the death of 6 persons, while scores of others have suffered severe injuries and presently receiving treatment in various hospitals.
On the need to investigate the crisis in Osun State, Honorable Idris Ahmed Wase, who serves as the chairman of the committee, with Honorable Fred Abedi as member, Honorable Ahmed Jaha, Honorable Kabir Ahmadu, Honorable Wale Raji, Honorable Innoli Naji, Honorable Dalade Aguyi as members. They have 1 week to report back to the House.
The House, in another resolution, called for expansion of the Lokoja-Natako-Felele Expressway to curtail frequent road accidents along the axis.
Overspeeding or reckless driving by truck and tanker driver has been identified as mainly because of repeated accidents leading to the loss of lives and people traveling in that area. All the federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Works, in collaboration with Federal Emergency Road Maintenance Agency, to expedite an expansion of the road and construct a flyover with complementary pedestrian bridge along the road for use by students and other citizens.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. The Minister of Steel Development has outlined a national strategy to revitalize the country's steel sector, calling on international development partners and donor agencies to support efforts aimed at industrial growth. This was during a meeting between the minister and development partners in Abuja. Ekene Indulwe reports.
This industry is the backbone of industrialization and urban development.
Indeed, the backbone. But first, Nigeria's steel assets need to be up and running to full capacity. Abubakar Shuaibu shares his plans with the partners on revitalizing the sector, including revamping Ajokuta Steel Company Limited and the National Iron Ore Mining Company.
Your partnership can accelerate the modernization of our steel assets, build the required infrastructure, empower our workforce with the skills of tomorrow, and fortify the regulatory frameworks that will underpin our industry's growth.
Presentation over, the partners express optimism on the prospects of working together.
In the next few months, we invite your ministry to join us and can even develop a big project for Ajokuta, even it's on energy efficiency.
We look forward to working closely with you as we have already, started to make headway.
As the partners rise from the meeting, the minister is expressing no doubt that the collaboration will boost Nigeria's journey to industrial revolution. In Abuja, Ekene Ndulue, NTA News.
The Minister of State for Works, Bello Mohamed Gurunyo, has reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to improve road maintenance across the country to further boost employment, improve security, and enhance the nation's economic growth. He stated this during his inspection of various rehabilitated road projects carried out by the Federal Road Maintenance Agency in Kogi State. Solomon Ayedehi reports.
The Minister of State for Works, Bello Mohamed Goroyo, accompanied by the Managing Director of Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, Emeka Agbasi, was in Kogi State in continuation of his familiarization tour of FEMA offices across the country. The visit provides a platform for the team to inspect ongoing road maintenance work on federal roads in Kogi State. Their first port of call was the restated culvert and field sections along Okene-Adogo-Ajaokuta Road and the rehabilitated washout, potholes and field sections along Ajaokuta-Itobe-Ayengba Road, which was carried out through direct labor. The minister and his team also inspected the general maintenance and repairs carried out on Okene-Ibilo Road in Kogi State. He reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to improve road maintenance across the country in line with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, emphasizing that government is exploring new innovations and initiatives to increase funding to the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency to ensure Nigerian roads become more motorable for all.
The sources of funding may be through tolling of our roads, and then the issue of way bridges where the tolling has been, where the roads are adequately rehabilitated and maintained. So there are so many other sources of funding which you have to look at inwards to ensure that we maintain these roads.
But more importantly is the impact of this work to the community. We've had attestations from the community that the work we've done has reduced the security risk to the community, kidnapping has reduced, and it has had a huge social economic impact on this community. The quality of work I've seen is good.
The team had earlier met with the agency's staff in Lokoja, assuring them of improved welfare, reiterating government's dedication to enhancing the nation's road network. The Federal Roads Maintenance Agency in Kogi is currently overseeing the maintenance of 16 federal roads with a combined length of 1,263 kilometers. In Lokoja, Solomon Ayedehi, NTA News.
Unless fake finger markings, cases of non-compliance and interference in the selection of vaccination teams, among other challenges, are addressed. Efforts to eradicate polio in Nigeria by 2025, which is this year, may suffer a setback. These are part of the takeaways at a joint engagement between a delegation led by the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, and Governor Ahmed Aliyu at the Government House in Sokoto. Abdullahi Umar Ilalu reports.
Sokoto State still has the second highest number of detections after Kano, accounting for 17% of nationwide detections. The minister's visit marks a crucial step in addressing health challenges with the completion of the polio eradication efforts. The minister noted that federal and state governments are working together to improve primary health care, reduce maternal and child mortality, strengthen routine immunization, and ensure access to basic services.
Beyond what we are doing through the sector-wide approach, through the primary healthcare agency, through health insurance to ensure that mothers get free emergency obstetric services. Those are things that we are contributing, but we know that you are also contributing. So with what the federal government is doing and what you are doing, I think we can make further progress.
We at the Gates Foundation, together with our other development partners, stand ready to work with you in partnership to achieve those goals.
Governor Ahmed Aliyu applauded the sustained support of development partners and pledged his administration's commitment to health-related issues, including routine immunization against polio and other child-killer diseases.
I make it mandatory to all the local government chairmen, their councillors, religious groups, religious leaders, and other stakeholders to make sure that they attend each and every occasion, especially routine immunization and evening review meetings.
The joint visit aims to energize stakeholders to forge a common front against polio. In Sokoto, Abdullah Omar Ilalu, NTA News.
The National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASANI, has established the Sustainable and Emerging Technologies Institute in Kano, a state-of-the-art facility capable of admitting 2,000 students annually. Well, this initiative aims to drive rapid technological advancement in Nigeria. Let's hear from Shehu Mohammed Detti.
The National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, has taken a giant leap in Nigeria's technology advancement with the establishment of a multi-million naira institute at Bayero University, Kano. The cutting-edge facility is poised to put Nigeria on the global innovation map, cementing Bayero University, Kano State, and Nigeria's position as a hub for technological excellence.
Not just laid the foundation, but we are looking forward to, the rapid completion of this institute so that it can drive a lot of economic transformation in the country.
For the Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, this initiative represents a significant milestone in Nigeria's journey towards technological advancement, sustainability, and innovation-driven growth. The institution has expressed its delight in being part of the momentous occasion, which underscores NASENI's commitment to driving Nigeria's technological progress.
Collaboration between government, academia, and the private sector, we are laying the foundation for a future that is self-sufficient, technologically competitive, and environmentally sustainable.
It aligns with our commitment to scientific research, digital transformation, and capacity building in emerging technologies.
For stakeholders, this groundbreaking ceremony is more than just a symbolic event. It's a seed planted for progress, sustainability, and national prosperity. NASENI's visionary leadership and commitment to innovation are set to transform Nigeria's technology landscape, and this institute is a shining example of that vision. Shehu Muhammad Detti, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has extended warm congratulations to Azubike Ishikwene, Managing Director, Editor-in-Chief of The Interview, on his 60th birthday. A fellow of the Nigerian Guild of Editors, Azu, as he is fondly known, has had a distinguished career in journalism spanning over 3 decades. He has worked with several reputable media organizations, including The Punch, where he was a columnist and editorial board member. This day as editor and later the Deputy Managing Director and Leadership, where he currently serves as the Group Managing Director. President Tinubu appreciates the celebrant for his brilliance and incisive commentary and analysis of Nigeria's politics, the economy and society. He notes that his insightful contributions and recent writings on digital media have earned him wide recognition and admiration even from those who may not readily agree with his views. Commending his contributions to developing the Nigerian media landscape, the President trusts that the dawn of a new age will bring more fantastic inspiration and wisdom. And that concludes the news. Thank you for your time. I'm Ruth Aguele. My sign language interpreter is Franklin Efe.